Hi, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross stitch.
One stitch at a time.
Technically, one stitch at a time.
One stitch at a time. Regardless.
If you're new to this channel and you're expecting a normal Flosstube, no.
There's nothing normal about us. We're weird. And we don't kiss ass. It's Monday, November 8th. Yes, today's the 8th of November. How are y'all? How are you?
Time change. Blinding.
Time change sucks.
Well, you see, my route to work is east to west, and I kind of travel towards work is east of here. So for the last month or so, I haven't had to worry about the sun. And now that everything's an hour up, I literally have the sun in my face on the drive into work and the sun in the face on my drive home. We haven't had to worry about it in months because it's been very cloudy. Yeah, let's just say I had to slam my brakes on a couple of times.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, not womp, womp, womp. Holy crap, we're all going to die.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Well, it doesn't help that the stuff happens right when they close a lane on flipping a highway.
I know, right? Well, are we all surviving time change? If you don't have to deal with time change, don't tell me. I won't like you.
Do you know anybody in Arizona?
My cousin lives in Arizona.
Which one?
John moved here. John lives in Phoenix.
I don't get updates on your family unless you tell me. You don't tell me.
John has lived in Phoenix for over a year now.
Yeah, and I've been paying attention how much for over the last 15.
All right, anyways, let's... Let's just move along. How about we talk about our commenters?
Laura currently wishes that was wine, not water.
Jesus, I need a miracle.
Pauline, Angie. A lot of Angie.
A lot of Angie. By the way, I enjoyed the hashtag I beat Lynn or whatever it was.
Mad Morty, Andrea, Bridget, Fever Dream, Teresa, and Janet.
And Janet does not understand parking either, so I am not alone. Thank you. Thank you. And Teresa likes my philosophy of start when I want to start, when I want to start.
My exact thought is, and no offense to y'all, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, oh well.
Lynn is going with Start All the Things in 2022 as well, which works for me.
Actually, so am I, apparently. I seem to have a decent stack of patterns. I know some of you are like this, but I did not realize that this is just the ones I want to start, not all the ones I have. Should I pause it so you can do that?
No, I just didn't read all of Lynn's comments. Every once in a while, comments, I don't see them pop up that I've gotten the comment until we read through the comments. I do read all the comments. If I don't heart the comment, that means I missed it, and I'm sorry. I'll catch it. I will. But Lynn was telling us about trunk or treat at her church and Christmas decorations. Who has Christmas decorations up? Do you have Christmas decorations up? Well, since I'm all for do what you want and what makes you happy, if you put your Christmas decorations up, you rock on.
I don't give a crud. I just haven't done it, partially because I'm waiting for an electrician.
This is also helpful. True. All right, well, I guess we can move on to whips then. I have something I need to say that I should have said at the very beginning of the video. And I may go back and cut this into the beginning of the video. Heartfelt condolences to my fellow vampire Nadine. She lost her father over the weekend. And I know she watches our videos. And I just want to go hug her because it's been a rough road because he did pass away from cancer. So I'm going to give her all of my love and support and put it out there that I give you all of my love and support.
That sucks.
Whips. Do we need to take you to get some engine work? It's all fun and games until someone needs a seam ripper.
Okay. I have restitched this. All of this I ripped out. Only to realize after, like literally 2 minutes after I ripped all of the seams out, oh, I didn't have it in the wrong place like I thought. I forgot a square right here. That's why everything didn't match up. So I actually didn't have to rip all of that out.
All fun and games until someone needs a seam ripper.
So I literally stitched, frogged, and restitched all of this when I didn't have to.
Okay, but can I just point out that you were frogging at this time last night, at 6-something last night, and you have it all restitched within 24 hours.
Doesn't change the headache.
I'm trying to put a positive spin on it. And okay.
I'll throw a cat at you.
You will not throw a cat at me.
He's right here.
You will not throw a cat at me. Okay. So, I stitched on Lady with Dog.
I missed that one.
I stitched on this Monday. Okay, so I took this to Monday afternoon stitching and only needed to do 200 stitches on it for the prompt that I pulled it for in Daily 30. I did 312 stitches on it. So, and I don't know what is up with it, but I'm going to have to give it a bath when I get done. So, as you can see, I started the dog. The Greyhound has begun. I needed to do it in all black, so she's all ethereal and floaty. She doesn't have feet yet. I'll get them feet done. This is DesignWorks kit. It is on a 14-count piece of Veda from the kit. Lovely. And then I think her cover photo is over behind the computer and I don't feel like looking for it. And then I pulled out, yes, this is not her cover photo. This needs to be taken care of, but it's, anyways. Okay. I took out Raven Queen and I stitched on her for one of the weekly prompts. Don't ask me which one, I didn't write it down. And one of the monthly prompts again. So the monthly, they're doing this thing where you have to take the song, these are a few of my favorite things from The Sound of Music, and make your own prompts up. Anyways.
I won't say what I'm thinking. Unless you want me to pause it real quick and I'll tell you.
You can tell me later.
I'll forget.
So I did 511 stitches, 511 stitches on her. She is on a piece of Handdyed by the Slovak Farm. This fabric is actually called Raven Queen. It's not picking up the red spots that are on it. And yes, it is very, some of the column looks like it's not stitched. There is stitches in there, but because they're very tonal, it looks very foggy against the column, which is what I wanted. So I've got most of the column done, as you can see. Or, well, I got my work was done in the column, as you can see. And I swapped out what was supposed to be gold in the column for silver, because I'm not a big gold person.
You want to show them the evidence of that?
It's
on your left hand.
Oh, well, yeah, none of my jewelry is gold. I'm not a gold person.
Our wedding rings are not gold.
They're white gold, so they are technically gold.
They don't look gold, though.
Anyways. And then, because I do what I want and I start all the things, I started Chicken Joy from Stitching with the Housewives. This is a free pattern from Priscilla's blog. I will link it below.
Can I ask a random question?
What?
What is it with chicken Christmas stuff lately?
I don't know.
I saw posts for a bunch of light up Christmas chicken decorations.
We have already discussed the shimmer trickens, and you have already told me I am not allowed to have them.
Basically.
Anyways, this was for another one of my favorite things, do yourself prompts, and I did 324 stitches on it, and got started on the Christmas tree. Don't ask me what color fabric this is, because it's a random scrap that I found. I believe this is Cleveland Fog. Take that back. This is Cleveland Fog. It's a 14 count. It was scrap from a custom cut that I screwed up. Don't ask.
Don't tell.
Basically. Okay, and then I needed to start the next page on Sampler Book, so I started the CD piece for Sampler Book. This is on a piece of, this is also Cleveland Fog from the Silvac Farm. It's a 32 count, and I only needed to do 51 stitches to finish the prompt that I had started with Sampler Book on, so I only did 52 stitches to start the border, but it's a pretty solid start on the border. That's what I think. Still. And I have to jump over and grab the left project. So. I'm back. What faces were you making?
None, actually. The way you jumped over and jumped back, I was smiling at it.
I just finished my 400 stitches on this for the zombie run. Wait. Hold, please. I'm missing something. Okay, we're back. Zombie run, because it's a new month.
Ready to run.
Sure, the Falcon Hollow. I did how many stitches? 414 stitches on Shores of Falcon Hollow. This is on a piece 32 count. Hand dyed by the Silvac Farm in a no longer can get it colorway. Because this is what Cleveland Fog originally was. I did 414 stitches. I am almost done with the blessed sails on this thing. I've got 2 more sails back here to stitch. However, there's a lot of water underneath that boat. And I have animal hair in my mouth. Welcome to my life. Okay. Lift this up. I've not stitched on this nearly as much as I wanted to this year. But that's okay. Because I used a lot of my zombie run stitches to push for a finish on Lady of the Flag. Now we're going to talk about Lady of the Flag's replacement. My Stitcher's Heart. I'm working on the scissor fob part. And I just completed 401 stitches on this. This is on a piece of Hand Dyed by the Silverback Farm. I screwed it up colorway, so you don't get it. Yeah, so you can't get it. I screwed it up because I don't know what I did. Anyways. So, I totally forgot to put the blades on the scissors.
Hey, honey. They're super safety scissors.
Bum, bum, bum.
You like my joke?
I liked your joke. Other than the blades for the scissors, this side of the scissor fob is done. So, those will get sewed together like that-ish. Hopefully I left myself enough space to fold it. No, I know I didn't. Okay. And we had guild meeting this week. I got a freebie from guild meeting, but I don't know what I did with it.
I know what I did with mine. I just don't know where I put them.
So, those will probably be haul for next week. So we don't have haul this week, but I do have one other thing to show you in whip section. Because the guild project this week was a braided mug rug, and I completed mine.
I destroyed mine.
After I got utterly ticked off at the braiding process.
Yeah, the teacher didn't think about something. It might be because I might be the first guy she's ever taught.
What?
I don't know how to braid.
You did really good braiding it, and you think you didn't.
No, the problem was that I did the beginning of it. I didn't tighten because of how we were doing it. It's too loose. I couldn't get it. Mine made yours.
Mine
Mine
not
was
all that tight. She had us fold it in, so like my hands with a piece of fabric, edges, and then fold it on top of itself. So your edges are inside. Well, we didn't have an iron, so like you can see a lot of my raw edges are out, which I guess is kind of one of those, it's fine, whatever. But when you tell me that the raw edges have to be inside, I get irritated when they don't say inside because I don't have the proper equipment to do that. Yeah. It was a learning experience. And I did learn. And I can do something with it later. And he's buying me something right now while we're talking.
Because I have the memory of a goldfish with that trauma. If I don't do it now, forget.
That's okay. I was supposed to email Debbie on Thursday and I didn't. About cupcakes. So, all right. Well, since we don't know where we put our freebies from guild meeting, on par for the course. Let us move along. Plans and announcements.
V2.
V2. Plans?
I have chess pieces. They must be stitched. I don't know what's weirder. The fact that I'm doing these for Guild, or the fact that as soon as I show them for Guild, I'm putting them in a box and sending them off. Have you noticed that like half the stuff I do for Guild, like most of the stuff I do for Guild,
a lot of the stuff you do, you send off. You give away.
Because like it's random ideas, and I usually get it because I get the idea to do a gift. I'm actually going to do this a second time later and make the exact same thing, but make them white because whenever me and my brother play chess, He likes to pick black, and I like to pick white.
It tells us something about your brother.
He is a reactionary player.
Mm-hmm. He's a reactionary human. Other than that, any other plans?
Once I get one more chess piece done, I'm kidnapping you for an evening.
Okay, why?
I gotta figure out how to get the floss for 30 freaking patterns I found.
Oh dear. Okay, well.
And a random pattern that I forgot I started over a decade ago.
Well,
That I want to finish because it is cool.
poop happens.
Only problem is I don't have the cover page, nor do I know how to find one.
I
Your
might
turn?
be able to find a cover photo for you. Okay. So, oh, I numbered them funny. My favorite things, we sat down and figured out my favorite things, my prompts for it, because I'm like, we sat down and we did that.
Not me and her Zoomies, I think.
Me and my Zoomie buddies.
You need to be more specific, dearie.
Okay. Me and my Zoomie, yeah, that's true, I do.
Dearie.
Me and my Zoomie buddies. I have a handful of things left to stitch that I haven't stitched on yet in like this rotation. Because I don't know if I've explained this yet, but what I decided to do a few months back was I started with a wheel and now I'm just going down the list. Everything that's on my planner list of open whips, stitching on it, and then I'm not stitching on it again until I've stitched on everything on the list, basically. I'm not putting any sort of limit to how many stitches go into the project or anything like that. It's based on what I need for challenges or for like I'm doing Winter Fairy this month for my ABC, my Letters of the Month Sal. And I'm never going to do another Chatelaine again. As much as I love them and I think they're pretty, I loathe working off of a tablet. I loathe working off of a tablet.
You can't print them?
You cannot get them big enough printed. It prints out teeny tiny. And yeah, I can't get the size so I can see what I need to do. So,
anybody who knows tricks, please comment below.
I loathe working off a tablet. So I still have a few more to run through. They're going to work towards prompts for daily 30 stuff. Depending on how I can fit them in. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Next year, start all the shit. I'm probably going to starting stuff. Well, I'm already on the start all the stuff banner. Because, I started Chicken Joy. Got the fabric for Mini Steam Heart. Want to start that. Gotta see if I have the fabric or the flosses to start the first page. I literally want to start everything. I am on a start kick, and I have a bunch of open whips.
I will say this. I'm buying you a bookshelf.
I have a bookshelf.
Another one.
Why?
To put all the started projects.
Hey, I do what I want.
I'm just telling you how to make it so you don't scream about the mess.
Well, this is true, but I'm enjoying having looking at my stuff and going, gee, I bought this. I'm gonna start this. I bought this. I'm gonna start this. Why am I buying stuff if I'm not gonna start it? Someone, please tell me why we're buying stuff if we're not gonna start it.
Because half the hobby's just buying stuff.
Which is fair point, but
that's what I was told when I asked that exact same question many years ago.
I have everything but fabric for O Feathers that I bought because I bought the sulkies. Might as well buy. Fabric's easy. I have, yeah. So I'm just gonna start.
I will say I'm going to be glad once these chest pieces are done.
Yeah.
Because, one, I'm totally changing the order of the pattern with the chest pieces, which is why I had the frog problem. And then the person who made the pattern, having helped them, doesn't play chess. And I can tell.
Probably not.
Because the king and the queen are in the wrong position.
That's probably very true.
It looks like they went from highest to lowest. Which,
Uh-huh.
for the two of them, which is backwards from how they're supposed to be. So I'm having to do that too. So every single one of these pieces, I'm changing the order of.
Oh, well. I picked all new projects to focus on for next year, for 2022. So, like, how I'm focusing on Zombie Run how I'm focusing Zombie Run, gotta stitch on those 4 projects each month. I'm going to focus on 4 different projects next year. Whether or not they are part of the Daily 30 Yearly, I don't know. I'm going with likely not. I can only do so much, so I have to pick 2 of the 3, weekly, monthly, yearly. I had fun with it. I'm having fun with the Zombie Run. I'm getting lots of work done, but I think I'm going to do monthly or weekly and monthly next year as focusing for Daily 30.
A little more variety than just stitch it.
Well,
and you're not trapped.
Yes and no. Because then I can kind of say, well, I've stitched on this once this month, I'm good. With the Zombie Run, you stitch on each project once a month. If you're a human and you're doing the 400 block. If you're doing the 200 block, it's a little bit different. But I've done the 400 blocks all year, but January. So I stitch on each project once a month, and then depending on the number of days in the month, I have 1 or 2 extra slots, and I obviously ate up a lot of those with pushing Lady of the Flag to get her done. And I've kind of tried to vary it through the end of the year, with what I switch off. Whereas my thought process for next year as far as focus projects is every Sunday, take out one of my focus projects, stitch on it, move through the list of 4, and then when I get done, switch to the next one. Or, go back to the top of the list. So I have Aragon and Arwen, Raven Queen, Cardinal Points, and Tails all this time, in that order. So the first Sunday of January will be Aragon and Arwen. Then we'll move to Raven Queen, then we'll move to Cardinal Points, then we'll do Tails all this time, and we'll go back to the top. Whether I'm done with January Sundays or not. Does that make sense? Okay. That's my plan. Beth Ann and I sat down and did this whole thing where we're going to stitch on themed days of the week this next year, and we're going to see how that works. Mondays we have teamed My Lady Monday.
So my options are Scissor Witch, or Scissor Witch.
Pretty Ladies.
I'm saying of my projects. I'm not doing this with you, by the way.
Oh. You are welcome to join. I am going to hashtag all of these probably next month. I'll start the hashtags on them, or get the hashtags up, or maybe I'll just wait till the first of the year. Anyways, so I picked out all of my Pretty Ladies and I wrote those down. Timeless Tuesday. So something that is like an antique reproduction, or the subject matter is vintage, retro, antique.
So I should probably start the TARDIS.
A retro pattern, a vintage pattern, like as in time frame when they were published.
Oh, so you don't like my idea?
TARDIS would work.
That's timeless.
So Retro is 20 years or older. Vintage is 20 to 50 years or older, or 21 to 50 years old. And antique, no. Yes. Vintage is 21 to 100 years old. Antique is over. Antique is over 100. I think that's a rough idea. So I have my whips with that. Wacky Wednesday is whatever you want. If you have something that doesn't fit in one of these categories, if you have a big motivation to stitch on something that's in one of these categories and you don't want to wait. Thursday is Throwback Thursday. Stitch on anything. There was some back and forth on this because Beth Ann wanted to stitch on anything that predates 2020. I'm not gonna lie. I don't actually have a lot of things that are active whips that predate 2020.
Can the subject matter be old?
No. That's the point of Timeless Tuesday.
No, there's a difference. Yeah,
I don't really understand what you're asking.
Oh, Zelda map is retro.
Mm-hmm.
It's a throwback.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not timeless.
Your subject matter would be in the Timeless Tuesday because it's from an 80s video game. A 90s video game. So we decided to go with anything that predates 2021. So anything you started in 2020 or before.
My wizard!
So, because I don't have anything that's... I think the only thing that I... Because I started chores in 2020. So.
Oh, there's something you could do, but if I mention it, you hurt.
Nativity. Festive Friday is anything that is non-Christmas. A holiday that's non-Christmas. So, 4th of July, winter, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving. You name it, as long as it's not Christmas.
No, next.
And then Saturday is Santa Saturday, which is anything that's Christmas.
Christmas.
Since I'm going to have a butt ton of Christmas projects.
You know what? By the time this woman's done stitching ornaments, I'm going to have a forest in my house. Just to fit them all on. I don't have that big house.
So that is the plan for our little days of the week thing. I know Stitching with Housewives used to do this. I don't know if they still do this. I'm not gonna lie. So kind of inspired by that concept. I mean, we put our own spin on it to fit with what we stitch. So, and yes, I will do the little hashtags for each day and all of that. So that's part of the 2022 plans. We'll talk about letters of the month.
Not doing that.
Maybe next week. Maybe in a couple of weeks. At some point before 2022 starts, I'll talk about letters of the month. My letters of the month selections. And my Whitgo selections. And we'll figure that all out. I don't know where I put my letters of the month selections. Hi, liar, I just found it. Okay, so that's plans. That's really announcements too for the week because, like, just sort of stay tuned to see what I'm doing with 2022 and how I'm doing all of my start all the things stuff. And Mayhem, we are doing the second weekend of every month. Is like a new start thing. Is like, I think we called it Start-a-thon weekend. I named it and I can't remember, y'all. I'm gonna be honest though, as much as I want to start all the crap. If I have something, like I have something planned for New Year's Day to start, it's probably what I'm going to work on for Start-a-thon weekend. I figure it's new enough if I've started it in the month before that.
How about this? In the theme of the thing, if you just want to stitch it, stitch it. It's kind of the whole theme you're going for, isn't it?
Well, the theme is to start all your things because you want to start all your things.
Okay.
Because we can start all our things because nobody tells us how to stitch or what to stitch.
That is exactly the point I was talking about.
Well, this is true.
You gotta love me.
Yes.
I have a random question for them to have fun with. Let's go. I want to see the answers to this because this is going to be funny. What do you think I bought Laura that I got the random idea of during the video?
Please let us know.
And when I finally get it, because I don't know how long it's going to be to get here, we'll show it off.
We will. That is it for this week.
And by the way, I didn't figure that I was going to be stitching with her on her date stuff until now. Okay. Share, comment, subscribe, bell notification thingy me Bobby, the whole YouTube spiel. I can get weirder, folks.
I love it. I love it. Our social media is linked below. If
Oh, yeah, that happened.
you would like to contact us, Joe had.
Somebody made a public service announcement. Can I?
Yes.
Public service announcement. If you have Facebook and you have your account set to private, it still shows your friends list. That is a separate setting. Somebody got my picture and made an Instagram account with my name, but the Instagram account was not mine, and then went and messaged every friend I have with advertisements. We got them shut down within 15 minutes because people were like, Joe, this isn't you, what's going on? And I don't think he realized I actually do have an Instagram account. So I was able to go onto their page, report them, and say, impersonate somebody. Who are they impersonating? Me.
Oh, you want to know?
That got shut down real fast. And somehow you can use Facebook Messenger to message. Use Instagram to message on Facebook.
Yes, you can link your Instagram and your Facebook, and
but mine aren't linked.
I don't know that mine are exactly linked. I know that if I post on Instagram, I have it so that it will show up on Facebook. But well, so PSA: look at your privacy settings on Facebook.
Google it. Don't look through Facebook help. Google it.
We all know Facebook is having issues right now with their privacy controls, with their publicity. We get it.
I'm only saying it because it happened to me, and I got people at work that I knew, friends I hadn't seen in a long time, all asking me this. I spent half a day dealing with this.
To be fair, as much as I am annoyed by Facebook, it is still a good venue for me to use. Still a solid platform for sales, for my selling, my ONS stuff. So I'm not gonna get rid of it. There are people that I have no contact with outside of Facebook, even though they are some of my best friends. That's just how we've always talked. So
that's how I talk to half my family. No, most of my family.
We get it. Facebook.
Yeah,
issues.
But they just letting you know. There's my public service announcement. Okay, ready to go?
We are ready to go. Y'all have a fantastic week, and get that stitching in. Start all the stuff and stitch what you want, people. Bye!
Squirrels are awesome!